to try to do 8.2 and 8.3 kind of quickly. It won't be on the test. We didn't cover it in class. It's totally optional, but I do want you to know what the right answers are. In the first question, draw a quadrilateral with two pairs of parallel sides, one side measuring 5 centimeters, one side measuring 3 centimeters, and one angle of 45 degrees. So the fact that this is 45 degrees and not 90 means this is definitely not a rectangle or a square. And it's a quadrilateral, which tells us it has to have 4 sides, and that 2 of the sides, 2 pairs of parallel sides. So I believe the only thing we can possibly draw would be a parallelogram. This angle would be 45 degrees. This one matches it. When sides are parallel, we draw directional arrows on them to show that they're parallel. So these guys have 2 directional arrows is my way of saying they're parallel to each other, and this has 1 directional arrow. Parallelogram. It definitely can't be a trapezoid because a trapezoid only has 1 set of parallel sides. So it is for sure a parallelogram. The second one, what quadrilaterals can you draw that have 2 angles measuring 115 and 2 angles measuring 65? Well, you could draw another parallelogram, but notice they don't in here say anything about what sides have to be parallel to each other. So you could actually draw a trapezoid where these 2 angles are 65 degrees and these 2 angles are 115 degrees. So a parallelogram or a trapezoid. Okay, so 8.3 was the one that really gave us a lot of trouble. Number 1, can more than one triangle be drawn with the side lengths of 4 centimeters and 2 centimeters and the angle between them being 50 degrees? So I'm gonna draw this part. I'm gonna call this 4 centimeters. I'm gonna call this 2 centimeters, and then I'm gonna say that this angle is 50 degrees. So those are fixed. Those can't be moved around at all. I can't make this longer, I can't make this longer, and I can't change how much this is open. So because it's fixed, there is only one line that you could draw to then make the triangle, which means there is only one possible triangle that has those dimensions. Number 2 says, if you're given angle measures of 25, 65, and 90, is it impossible to draw a triangle, possible to draw only one, or possible to draw more than one? So let's first check this out, because what I definitely know about a triangle is if you add up the angles on the inside, you get 180. So if I add those up, do I get 180? 25 and 65 is 90. Plus another 90. Okay, so it is possible to draw a triangle. 25, 65, and 90 just bear with me for a second. So this is 25 degrees, this is 65 degrees. Oh, that might be backward. That's backward, but it's fine. Flip-flop those. But check this out. So let's say that this was my original drawing, but here's the thing. You can zoom in and still have those degree measures, but it's a much larger triangle. So there's an infinite amount of triangles that you could draw that have those angle measurements at the corners. That's the thing about having angle measures that match, is that your triangles are all similar to each other, but they're not identical, because in order to be identical, they have to stop and say exactly how long this particular line would be, and then it would be identical. So, many triangles. Remember, don't spend too much time on 8.2 and 8.3 because it is something that as 7th grade teachers we decided to not cover this year because you'll get it again in 8th grade. Thanks.